Welcome back, everybody. I don't know, you have a bit of a snow squall coming in. Yeah, they're all hunkered down. Yeah. So, thanks for clicking on the video. Filling up water for Raven. Raven is currently by herself, feeding the new baby, so it's going well.
Are we getting a little close proximity there, big man?
A bit of a wave.
We're gonna put these two in the little barn for the night because, as you can maybe see, the snow has started. So just because her baby's 10% wimpy, just want to put them somewhere safe and warm. Hey, Bo Diddley. Yeah, mama. Hey, Bo. That girl. Out of the miserable weather for the night, sweetheart. Hi, girl. Go get you some oats.
There you go.
There you go, honey.
Here.
How's the back?
It's a little crumbly.
Good job, mama. You're never too young to play hide and seek. What are you doing in there? Good place to hunker down for the storm anyway. Hey girls. Everybody just hold off tonight, yeah? Deal, Astro? Hey, sweetie. Well, you see that bucket, don't you? Yup. This is where you have to trust.
One day later. It's bizarre. Yesterday, this was just a bog. Today, solid. So, as far as we know, the line of storm is going to scratch right along the north end of us. It's supposed to be centered along the Yellowhead Highway, which is half an hour, 45 minutes north of here. And so we should get, well, they're saying anywhere from 2 to 6 inches, which is okay because they said up between the Riding Mountain National Park and Dauphin. Sorry, Ron, this is aimed at you, bud. Half a meter? Oh my gosh. Hunker down, bud. If you don't have to go out, don't go. Don't go. So yeah, fingers crossed. All well wishes. Whoever's in the path of the center of that storm. We'll just get what we get. That's one of these things about these late March storms, because end of next week is to be a nighttime of 0 and a daytime of 11 above. Figure that one out. So we're stacking and racking bales because there's an auction, online auction happening. So Piper Doug's gonna go and maybe throw some money around. Well, I'm maybe going to make Mrs. Piper Doug. She's better at auctioning than I am. She's the one that got the best deal in one of the balers. So maybe I'll just leave it up to her. This is fun. Yeah. Well, if this is all that it does, that'll be enough. It's not crazy cold, but we're supposed to be right on the edge of it. Fingers crossed. Aye. Well, the storm is slowly passing, and this is what we got out of it. So, thanking our lucky stars and all good thoughts that this is what all came our way. Pardon me. So yeah, it's going to be a big bedding day. It is cold. Wind chill of -18 for all yous in other parts of the world where spring has sprung. Plows are out and cedars. Yes, we've had another big bash of snow and it's -18 and the ground is rock solid. So yeah, but next week hovering almost above freezing night and day, so that's good. So yeah, we're gonna do a big day of bedding, and then we're gonna have to try and figure out what we're doing with the old girl over there because her prolapse has got worse. We were hoping, because this is around about her due time, we were hoping she was gonna go into labor. Where did you go? Oh, it's outside the pen. How did that happen, Bowie? So yeah, we're gonna have to see what we're gonna do with her. Whether we're gonna get her down to the vets or just stick her in here and see what, because we're not entirely sure she's in cab anymore, so we'll see. Cattle trailer. It is Friday afternoon, 2:20. We're heading west with a cattle trailer. What could it mean? Jeepers, are you okay, folks? Oh, look, you've gone cross-eyed. Are you there? Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so yeah, the girl, and ironically, she was one of the ones that if she cabbed, she was going in the Golden Girls pen. If she didn't cab, she was going to the culls. She was aging out. So her prolapse just seemed to be getting worse. And I thought, well, I've got 2 cows and calves to process through. We get that done. If she'll walk down the alley to the barn, we'll put her in the cabin barn and we'll check her out. And at that point, if I think she'll go, we'll hook the trailer up. And I called the vet, and the vet said, yeah, if you can get her down here, we'll stitch her up or induce her or whatever we're going to need to do. So I opened the tail door like you saw in the last video when we sent that nutter up the road. But Mrs. Piper Doug wasn't here, so I thought I'll just give it a try. So I opened the door, and then I opened the gate in the barn, and I didn't even get a chance to chain them together. And the old girl, she just walked out, sniffed at the trailer, climbed right in, and I closed the door behind her. And this is a cow that is not petted. This is a cow you've never been able to touch before. So talk about divine intervention or animal spookiness. She just knew she needed help, and she knew that this was the best chance she was going to get. Because it's Friday. She's an old cow. Are you really going to pay after hours mileage on a vet to come out when she might not make anything? So the vet's going to check her out if she's in cab, when she's going to be in cab. If she's in a couple of weeks, they're going to induce her, put a couple of small stitches in it. We'll bring her home, put her in the barn, and then wait out the next day or two. That way we can snip and get it done. If she's not in Cav, then we will adjust our direction of driving the truck. So that's where we're at. So let's get over to Verdon and see what we're doing. It's definitely not the nicest of days, but I tell you what, I'm counting my blessings. It's not as bad as it was to the north and to the east of here. My gosh. Talking to the ones up at Show Lake at Ensborough, there's John Deere, and they've got snow drifts, deep snow, so yeah, pretty happy. So here we are. There is Heartland Livestock, and here is Verdon Animal Hospital, the huge big addition. Look at that, more than double the size of the place. So I'm gonna get round the back the trailer up. It's either Nadine, but she says she has to leave to go to hockey, so it's either Nadine or Joe. Dr. Joe is going to handle the prolapse, so we'll bring you back. Oi caramba! So that's us done at the vets, and yes, I've taken a loop. I have to go and get some Timmy's! Tim Horton. Big shout out to the Verdon Animal Hospital. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the vet. It's a younger girl that handled this one, not Joe. Nadine had to run off to hockey, so she was leaning on that prolapse for an hour, working it back inside. And I'm sorry, but I know I said to you, if you're watching this, that I wouldn't, we wouldn't speak of what happened in that veterinary room. But as the prolapse was almost finally in, the old cow did a bit of burp, cough, and fired some gelatinous something out of her bumhole and got the vet right in her mouth. Open mouth. I tell you, I take my hat off to the vets. Oh my gosh. Like, she's a great vet, and she is all, but I doubt she was 150 pounds soaking wet. But man, did she fight with that. I told her, like, I probably would have had a stroke halfway into that, but she kept at it, even through getting stuff thrown in her face. She didn't let go. She gave up no ground. I got her done. So Ian is in the trailer. They did what I refer to as a hoodie stitch. So it goes around the top and then it comes down and it cinches. So what happens is, when we start to see Ian get ready to calve, she starts pushing or whatever, we get her into the barn and we undo the stitch, and that will let it open all the way up to have the calf. Once she's had the calf, and well, I think it's subsequently cleaned, hopefully, all in one go, we then tighten it back up again. That way she can't, and after push the whole lot back out again. So I've never done it before. You're going to be along for the ride. So yeah, fingers crossed, because the vet said she was pretty sure there is a calf in there. So fingers crossed. She'll spend the night in the calving barn, and then she'll go back out to Gen Pop tomorrow, and we'll keep an eye on her. So came in here to give her some grain, and he was already on. Yeah, had a girl, Raven. So might have a hard time seeing in here. Yeah, it's hard to see. You can just see the laces. So yeah, Ian will spend the night in here. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna sweeten her up, which is what I call it. I don't care if I'm buying her love. So I need her to believe that this is a very good environment, because the second she starts to go into calve, we've got to get her in here and undo those laces. So yeah, I'm just gonna haul the grain to her tonight. And yeah, we'll let her out tomorrow. And going by this, we're letting these two out tomorrow too. Yay! If that's not success, I don't know what is. It's Raven Lane with her adopted boy. Nice, Raven. I don't know. I probably said this till I'm blue in the face. And you're probably all sick of hearing me say it. Hi, MJ. Casper kid has made a full recovery. Punisher's kids never get sick. We're noticing certain bloodlines have propensities towards the corona and is it Cora? There's 3 different of these scour variants before dealing with coccidiosis, but there's 3 of the standard diarrheas that they've been known to get. So we are looking at this year, at the end of this year, when we wean the babies. So babies go across the road, loudest night of the year, noisiest night. And then we have the girls. What we're going to do is we're going to scour boss the whole lot. And while we're doing the scour bossing, processing the whole herd, we will sort off the ones that are in calve that we don't want to calve out. No, that's not you, Queenie. You stay. You stay till you don't want to stay. So that is the first level of preventative, because we've medicated 7 calves now for scours. One is on its 2nd round of scours, but that is purely, I'm putting that down to the fact that that's Bonnie. That's the wee heifer, and Bonnie and Ty. I think that's Ty there. If you guys will go back a few videos, she was the mum that she had her baby, cleaned it, fed it within half an hour, came through the pen, everything was great, put them out there, and then mum rejected the baby and started kicking it for some reason. We brought them back in, we paired them up, they've been great ever since. But whatever happened in that 24 to 48 hours, we think that maybe knocked Bonnie back. So she's kind of fighting to build up her immunities. So what we do, we use charcoal as an antacid to help the stomachs. And then we use this stuff. Where is it? Right there. Calf spam boluses. So these things they're not cheap. This box of pills, I try to think the last time we bought these were, I like to say it's $500 for this box. But when you break it down to per pill, Bonnie is the only one we've had to give 2 doses. All the rest of them, 1 pill. It's a big pill, but 1 pill does it. 1 and done. So like I said, that's worth its weight in gold. Does it say? I could do the math quickly, I suppose. Don't do math so good. Anyway, so yeah, just your normal applicator. Basically what I'll do is I'll put 2 or 3 of these in my pocket, and then I'll walk the pen, and for the most part you'll only give them 1. Bonnie, because she's on her 2nd time round, I gave her 2, because it says 2 for anything over 90 pounds. So I think when you start getting to calves that are 2 and 3 weeks old, you give them 2. So that's like, what is it, $12? Something like that. So for a calf, I don't mind that. So yeah, you walk the pens, you check the ground for nasty poops. Now there are runny poops from the calves. mums are on high protein, high energy diets. Hey Bowie! And the calves are also on diatomaceous earth and selenium salt. So they've got some pretty raunchy poops. But it's when they start getting messy on their back quarters, that's usually the sign that you need to step in. So, and I can't recommend this more for all you cattle folk out there. Yes, like I said, we will be scour bossing the herd, and we keep those big syringes of charcoal. I actually had to put them back in the house because they were freezing out here. It got so cold at night these last couple of nights. But this is where probably the title of the video, because some of you might not understand. Big shout out to Brian and Cole over at Sunny Farms. It's due to them and watching, not just listening to them swear by it, but watching their results. That's why we've ordered a box of optimizer gel. So the optimizer gel comes in the same syringes. I think I'll put a picture in. Comes in the same syringes as the charcoal does. So each syringe will do 8 babies. So 1 dose as soon after birth as you can make it, but it's not like a lot of those 2-part chemicals where you have to give them it before they drink from mummy. So we've got a box of optimizer gel coming to finish out this year, and then next season we'll order a box for the whole herd, because like Brian, hi Brian, big shout, like I said, they've mentioned me a few times on their channel. Yeah, they swear by it, and Brian said like since they started using optimizer gel, they don't even scour boss their younger mums. I can't remember if he said if they still scour boss the older girls, but that's where you get all of these diseases, is from the mums. The mums pass it to the babies. So there you go. Like I said, if you can, I'll just drop this insert. These are a godsend. They honestly are. These will save calves' lives. We have tried other boluses, and yes, we do give pills to the babies at birth. Now that is a probiotic starter. That is not a medicine. It is basically to start their tummies off in the right direction. For those who have never seen these before, you can't really see the whole name on there, but you should be able to read it. I can't see it from here. There you go. There's the name at the bottom. So you can give them up to 2 when you're tagging them. We normally just give them 1, but so yeah, these are all just giving your calves as strong of a start as you possibly can, because we've lost so many calves to scours, never mind coccidiosis. So hey Queenie. So yeah, no babies today, not yet, fingers crossed. And yes, we're watching Big IN. I don't know where she went and laid down, watching to see if she starts thinking about calving, because we've got to get her in here as quick as possible and get that knot undone in her chooch. Whew. Okay, so I gotta fork this out, and then we've got to get new straw in here. So well, that's her. And yes, I don't know what happened. It looks like I measured the lower frame twice. I don't know. I don't know why these gates are 1 inch higher than the other gates, but I won't tell anybody if you won't. And the one thing I did notice was these chintzy hinges. Yeah. Now the gates drop. So I'm gonna have to bring in my mobile welder. I'll cut those off, and I've got spare ones, and I'll weld new ones on so that it's just a straight clip and go. But the nice thing now is if we put a cab in here, it can't get out and get into all of our stuff before we get it cleaned up, because we will be getting that cleaned up. So now we just kick this gate to there, kick that gate to there, and we can scoot mum and baby into that pen or on out. So, yay! She's done. So that's the back end of the pen done. I was saying to Liam, because Liam's out for a visit. He's making some meals to go with his mom, who's out earlier checking out the coos. And say to him, I'm going to weld up little clip frames for here so we can put buckets like chop and stuff in here. Maybe some sort of a manger for throwing hay into. But at least now we can sort more, because before you would have to sort of just run them through here, and we put a cab in here and one of them ended up in there and amongst all the stuff. So yay! So the only thing to do now is to build the gate that goes from here over to there. Hi mama. You're not calving, because if you're calving then you can come on in here, but I doubt it. You're not humpy backing, are you? No. She thinks I'm putting grain. Well, that's good that you associate this place with grain, because we need you to like this place. Hi, JJ. So, she's a 4-year-old, and she's an Amazon, so shows you how big that little girl is. You want in here? Well, not yet. So yeah, okay, supper time. Well, we changed gears from metalwork. So clear coat, first panel, and yeah, like you saw in the previous clip, the gate is gone and installed. Other thing is, Mrs. Piper Doug went and picked up our clips for the continuous rail to start getting some of that put up when the weather is nicer and we have time. So as a big shout out again to Scotsman Steel. So these are $2.35 a piece. They would be cheaper without the holes punched in them, but this is all they had, because most people are just mounting these to wooden posts, whereas I'm welding them to metal ones. But that's all right, because there probably will be some of these getting screwed to wooden posts at some point. So that way we have both options. So there's a couple of boxes of them. Pardon for my sniffing, but it is a little chilly outside. The wind has dropped at least. So that's nice to have. So I'm hoping I shouldn't have to do too many coats on this, because I'd like to try and get at least the first piece up in the kitchen. And get the big backsplash done, because Mrs. Piper Doug's birthday's coming up. So, the end of the night, there's my peanut. Darling, you're shaped like a peanut now. She's probably going to be the next one to go. So yeah, now the first timers babies have their diatomaceous earth set up in their pens now. We don't worry as much about first timers calves, because heifers don't seem to pass on the corona stuff to them just as bad. So at some point over the next few weeks, we're going to try and get set up to move the 3 steer calves and then little Nicky out and thrown into these pens. Get that done, the weaning done. And big crew is good. I always like it when they're very peaceful. And yes, there is some little snowflakes flying around. And no, they were not on the forecast. So, good news is, Big IN, the girl that you saw in this episode that went to the vets, she's doing well. And while I was putting that panel in there, I may have shown this already, I'm not sure. while I was putting that panel in the barn, I came out and she was standing waiting like she was going to get let into the barn for grain. So the good thing is I have programmed her. The barn is a good place. So that bodes well for when she goes to start calving. What is she doing? She's going on a mission, that girl. So yeah, that bodes well for getting her into the barn in quick order to get the stitches undone for her. So no babies today. I got a baby to process tomorrow, and that is us officially past halfway done in the big herd. As Liam was out helping his mum, we were going over all the tags and the ones still to do. So there's some without tags are to get fixed, and then the rest of them. So yeah, I actually think she's thinking about calving. I'll go and check her out. I think she might go. This little 41. She's got a bag. She doesn't have any show, but she's got a bag. So, Mrs. Piper Doug, if you're watching this in the morning, that's one. If it hasn't calved already, it's gonna. So we still have to set up diatomaceous. Oh, there's Ghosty and little Ariel. And 5 babies in here. Yep. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And we will meet you in the next episode, hopefully when that girl has a baby. So, from Blackbird and me, steady bye. Oh, and I almost forgot. On Thursday? Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Mrs. Piper Doug did a thing. A very big thing. That'll be a surprise. Hopefully you guys will get to see in the next video. And it's a thing that lots of people have been talking about, and it's going to be a big change for the Wreck-It Ranch and for Piper Doug, and yeah, so stay tuned for that. Big surprise coming this way.